I'm trading one ticker, one system, S&P 500 futures every single day for a full year. And we're going to journal the process so we can improve our execution and learn from our mistakes. Today is day 77, made about $247.39 over here. Pretty decent day, but it wasn't as great as I wanted. We had a pretty low winning percentage. I usually want to aim towards 70 to 80%. So we're at 64 today, which is showing us that we barely have a nice edge. But interesting market. We had a lot of selling off in the crypto space, which I think will eventually carry over to the general stock market as we're starting to lose more and more support in crypto and there's a lot of fears going on. So key levels that I'm watching for tomorrow, we're moving this up significantly. So the bullish level is now going to be moved to 68.30, which means we aren't bullish until we can climb over this. And then our bearish level, we're going to move this up to 6,800 over here. This is going to coincide with this trend line over here. This trend line eventually is going to get lower and lower as we go. And I think we're going to see that trend line as support. So that's what I'm looking at. Let's go over the analysis here as well. So let's see where we think market is going. So let's take a look at the bigger time frame. We're kind of just chopping this area. We broke out last Tuesday over here where the market had ran over the 30-minute MOB line. We started moving higher. So now we're somewhat having this pullback. I think a nice safe neutral move would be if we come back to test this 30-minute MOB or even if we test the 48-minute MOB, which is around the 6,800 area, 67.97 or 67.98 eventually. If we test this area and we hold, then we're pretty bullish. Things can continue to grind up. If we lose this area, the next support is here, which could be another nice area of support with two moving average conversion up here. But so far, we aren't 100% sure what could happen yet. On the longer time frame, we are still pretty bullish as we have gone up higher than where we were a week ago, right? On the shorter time frame, things are looking a little bit iffy because all these moving averages are starting to converge back to the downside, and we're starting to lose that 5-minute MOB area. So 6,800 will be a really interesting area of defense to see if that'll hold that support. Let's go over signals that happened today, and I'll show you how we made the money that we made today and how it influenced my decision making process. So when we're day trading, ideally we want to be as less random as possible and have a type of system that gives an idea how to make money and how to make trades, right? So this morning, 9 a.m., market structure had flipped bullish. So that was somewhere in this range here. That means there was a higher net amount of buyers in the market, and we ideally want to like start looking to buy the dips, right? So because of that, I was looking at support to buy the dip, and for us is the MOB area here. So as we moved up and we back test this MOB here, 68.16. I bought some dips there, pushed back up, had nice move back up, and then we went back higher, and then we came back down. We pulled back here. I started buying some plays here at 68.30 ish, 68.28 because this is somewhat of a previous resistance zone that became support. But we sliced through it. I got stop hunted a little bit over here. I did take some longs from here, and I just held them for a much longer ride here, and then eventually we did push back up again. So as you can see, we backtest the MOB, push back up, then we move higher, and then we're here at 11:10 we had another signal. We had a DP buy signal, which is kind of like a hidden buy signal, and that tells us that market makers are buying. So if we see a dip move, we want to buy that dip. So that happened here at 11:15. We got a nice push down. I bought the dip, and then we end up pushing higher, and I unloaded from here, and just kind of call it a day. I did end up buying a little bit more here toward the end of the day as we came all the way back down to this MOB, and the first test took a small scalp here along and made my money and called it a day. So that's pretty much it. It was a pretty decent, pretty simple day. But there's still a lot of uncertainty for me just because I'm not sure what direction Bitcoin is going. And based on the market analysis, Bitcoin does look kind of bearish. It does look we can go lower because on the daily, there's a lot of moving averages crossing over to the downside. So there's a lot of uncertainty there as well. And we're just rejecting off the top lines here and we haven't really established a bottom yet. So I think the next bottom is going to be 77,000. If we can get there and hold, then I'll feel more comfortable. If we don't, then I think there's opportunity for the market to go down a lot more, just because there's like war and all these other stuff coming. Even this rally move up over here feels really unrealistic because there was just a huge move up, but I didn't feel like a lot of people got in that boat. So chances are we'll probably come back down, and I'm expecting a bigger move down as well. But we'll see. Time will tell. Um, but unless levels get broken, I'm not gonna bet on that yet. Ideally, we need this to happen first before the other stuff start happening. So hope that was helpful. Hope you guys had a good trading week as well. And let's keep improving and growing together. Take care and have a great night.